Hi there guys, this is my unboxing and reviewing video of the Roxio Game Capture. It's for recording your Xbox 360 and PS3 gameplay. Now I got this from Maplin electronic stores for about $59.99 during the Christmas period, whether or not the price has gone up and down, but I do know that it used to be for about £70–80 plus, so £60 isn't such a bad deal. So let's just take a look and see what it comes with. Okay, so basically these are the items that you're going to find in your package. First off, we've got the Game Capture obviously itself, and then we've got 3 cables. One cable is coming from the Game Capture itself going into your PC or your laptop. The other set of component cables is coming from your TV to your Game Capture. And then the third cable is coming from, again, your TV to your Game Capture. These are the audio cables, and these are for the video cables. And then obviously we've got here your driver CD to install it onto your computer, and then some manuals, instructions, which obviously you don't really need. Really, it's pretty straightforward on what to do. Now, unfortunately, to enable to actually use the Game Capture, you are going to need your HD AV cables that come with your Xbox. The cables kind of look like these. Now, it depends what kind of Xbox you have. If you have the new Elite Xboxes, they don't actually come with it anymore. It's the old Xboxes that came with it. I actually didn't realise this, and I had to end up actually buying the cable on, I got it on eBay. It was only for about £3 or so, but still it was quite a nuisance. I didn't actually realise that you needed these to play with the Game Capture. So if you're going to want to purchase the Roxio Game Capture, you're going to have to get these cables, I'm afraid. So let's take a look at the Game Capture more in depth. It's quite a light device. It's very sturdy. It's got a nice little design of some arrows going right and left. It's probably like a secret message. We don't know what that means, but yeah, these are the obviously the components. Your video going in and then out at the back there, and obviously your audio in and out there. But yeah, it's pretty simple device. It's nice and light and small, and it's very portable, so you're not going to have any troubles getting it around. So now we're going to input the wires into the correct slots. It is pretty much straightforward on what you need to do. First off, we'll start with the component out cables. You'll just get the Roxio component cables and put them into the right coloured slots. Blue into blue, and then green into green, and red into red. And if we grab the audio cables, they will go into obviously red and white. And then we will grab the USB cable, which will go into your computer, and just simply plug that into the slot there, like so. And then we will input the Xbox cables in as well. So right, red into red and white into white. Then the other cables, blue to blue, red to red, green to green. And you don't need the yellow cable, you can just leave that as it is. So then you will match up the other ends of the cables into your TV and your Xbox and computer, and then you should be ready to go. I'll quickly show you a video now on how it will look like on your Xbox. Okay, so once you've set up your Game Capture correctly, you should hopefully have something that looks like this. With the image on both your screens, it should be able to look like very fluent and smoothly as you scroll across. If it lags a bit, then maybe you haven't got the correct option applied, so you might need to just fiddle about with it a bit. I do know that I had quite a job trying to get it working correctly, because it was either just lagging or it just used to have so many lines flicker on the screen. So I guess it depends kind of what graphics card you have, or if you've got the right option selected on your computer. But I'll show you that in a minute. But let's just see what the gameplay looks like. Now I'll just quickly show you what I'm actually recording. Hopefully you can see this on my camera there. Normally I record in AVI. You can record in Windows Media Player or DivX. However, on WMV and DivX, whenever I record in it, it normally comes across really laggy, or the sound doesn't come out right. It sounds quite chipmunky or distorted. So I always film in AVI. It's really smooth, and it's just really constant gameplay instead of any interruptions. So if you have the same problem I do, then film in AVI. For the options of the game capture, you want to film in MTSC -M, although that is meant to be non-European for the TV standards, but for some reason here in the UK you have to use this version and not the PAL version. If you were to use any of the PAL, it wouldn't come out right, and would either make your screen flicker or come across black, or you know, as it is in that screen there. It's see, look, there we go. So if you do find that your screen does appear like that, it's because that you haven't got it on the correct settings. So yeah, I would advise to keep it on the NTSC-M version, and your problems hopefully should be sorted. But you definitely want to keep your input as 480p by 576p by 720p by 1080i. Don't choose the other version, just keep it like that. Audio input should be line Roxio Game Capture, and you don't need to worry about hotkeys. It's just pretty much to start and stop the capture if you want to use the your keyboard buttons, but you can just use a mouse. There's no worries about that, so it doesn't really matter. And then obviously you these two options down here are where you want to save your captured files, but I just save it to my desktop as it's a lot more easier to find. So I thought I'd just quickly show you the settings I use for my TV, because I see that a lot of YouTube videos, they don't actually show it, which is a bit annoying. I use 1080i. I think this is probably the best for using with the Roxio Game Capture. If you use 480 or 720, it may come across as a bit laggy or small or not brilliant graphics. So 1080i is probably the best one to use. So now that I've recorded my footage, I am now going to go and edit it in the Video Wave capture software from Roxio. It's not a bad software, but you know, it's quite good for what it comes with. So let's take a look at it. Okay, so this is what Video Wave should look like. On the left hand side here is where you have all your effects on where you can change your videos. The main screen is obviously a preview screen of what your video is looking like. At the bottom down here is the timeline on where you can change your video. And on the right hand side here is where all your captured gameplay will be stored. Now, a problem that I used to have, which was very annoying, was when I actually recorded my gameplay in either AVI, WMV or DivX, when it was captured and saved, and I came to VideoWave to edit it, on the right hand side is where it would be stored, but it used to come up with a red circle and I couldn't actually open it up. And at the time I thought I had like a codec problem, and I was trying to install everything that I could, and it still wasn't working. I even took it to a friend to try and to have a look at, and he couldn't even understand it, and he's meant to be good at computers. So after a lot of conversations with Roxio themselves, they took ages to try and give me an actual proper answer to try and rectify the problem. But it ended up actually being that DivX player itself was the cause, and I actually deleted it, and I can actually load up all the files now onto VideoWave. So if you have the same problem, I would probably say to delete DivX, because I hate using it anyway. So so after deleting it, the problem was cured, and I can actually play my videos. Another problem that I did have with VideoWave was that whenever I do any bit of editing, it used to crash immediately and come up not responding. I used to think it was probably a graphics card problem, but it turned out to actually be you had to go to Tools and Options, and at the top there it's got Graphic Test, and to render either using your hardware or software. And it wasn't working for me on hardware, so Roxio told me to use software, and so that turned out to working perfectly now for me. So if that's the trouble that you have on your game capture, then I advise doing that. So that's the Roxio Game Capture. So what do I think of it? I think it's a pretty good device. Now, however, you can play in HD gaming. However, when it's actually rendered and you edit it all up, it doesn't actually come up with HD. It's actually standard definition. So you can play in 1080p, but I think it comes out at about 480p, which is a bit of a downside. I see a lot of YouTube videos where people bang on about it, where they don't like it. That's the main downfall of the Roxio. But to be fair, I don't see what the problem is. You can still make out what the gameplay is. It's still pretty good graphics wise. So if that's a really big downfall for you, then I would look elsewhere. But if you're not really that bothered, I would say go the Roxio Game Capture. Now overall, I'll probably give it about a 4 out of 5 for the Roxio Game Capture. It's quite cheap, it's quite easy to use, and you get a good performance out of it. So again, I got this for about $59.99 in the UK, and although I did have a lot of problems with installing it and getting the right settings, after speaking to Roxio dozens of times, I eventually got the problem rectified, and it works perfectly now, fine. So I couldn't be more happier. I know there's a lot of other products out there. There's a Dazzle, and there's a HTV Parg, and probably loads of others, but all that I pretty much need it for is just, you know, the basic YouTubing and just capturing some gameplay. So if you're going to be wanting to use it for more than that, and going to be wanting really stunning HD graphics, then I'll probably look elsewhere. But if not, then stay with the Roxio. So I hope that this video has been quite informative, and if you've had the same problems, then I hope that I've actually helped you out there. It was quite a struggle for me there, but we got there in the end. Well, I hope you had fun, and I'll see you soon. Bye!